What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Garage, and today I am doing some work on my 6LE Design Skorpion wing. And this bad boy, as you guys know or may have seen in my earlier video, it's not on the car currently. I was doing some testing early on. I will be putting back on my ACS composite wing for now until I get this one done, but I am going to be doing some prep. Now, the reason why I'm doing prep, I'd like to have the wing on the car. I'll probably put it on after my next drag race series, which is happening on January 20th. I'm going to be doing my runs with no wings on my car, but I do hope to do a video there with a stock wing, the high wing spoiler, and the wicker bill, or the ACS composite spoiler with and without the wicker bill, to show how much drag the car typically is getting at high speeds. Now, I'm only going to be able to pull this off if I can get consistent times with my car, but we'll see. I would like to do it just to see how much drag is actually happening. It's not scientific in any way, but we'll find out. But anyways, the guy who I'm going to have paint my Skorpion wing is not going to be able to get to it for a couple months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do generic prep with some wet and dry sandpaper. I'm basically going at it dry right now with 1000 grit, and then I'll jump down to 2000, and then I'm going to use just a gloss black to hit it. Now, I do fully know, for those of you out there in paint, me doing this and me painting it is actually going to cause more work for my paint guy who's actually going to do it, but I know he's going to block and sand it anyways. So in reality, it might cost, I may be costing myself a couple $100 more worth of work, and to some of you guys, you might be like, that's crazy, but it's 2 months. I'm gonna have this wing sitting on my floor in my garage. No, I'm gonna do a Lethal Garage ghetto paint job, or I'm gonna try to do a decent paint job with what I have and see what happens. So right now I have 2 sawhorses that I have the wing on. I already started sanding half of it. I'm gonna go ahead and sand the other half, just to get it was fresh out of the mold. So it needs a little bit of prep to be able to paint it, and I don't want it like to have all crazy sorts of just like the I don't even know the product that they use, like the gel coat extra slag on there and stuff. I just want to smooth it all out. There's some pits here and there that I'm not going to be able to fill in because I don't have a filler of any kind, so those will still show, unfortunately, but doing what I can to make it look somewhat okay. So I'm going to set up the camera. I'm going to talk through what I'm doing initially. Again, this is by no means professional sanding or anything. If anything, I'm just prepping it to get a good layer of paint on there, and then I'll probably paint it 1 or 2 coats, and then I probably just 1 coat, and then I'll go through, and I'm debating if I'm going to put a clear coat on it. I might not. It depends how it looks. So, but I'll probably put a clear coat because it's going to be a couple months now that I think about it. Yeah, it'll be a couple months before it's painted, and I would like to have some sort of coating on it. So if I want to polish it out or make it look better, I could do that. We'll see. Let's do it. Okay, so what I have here is my 1000 grit wet or dry sandpaper. It's not the best, but I've already done this half of the wing for the most part. If you could, I mean, you obviously can't touch it, but over here, again, I've only done the 1000, I haven't done the 2000 yet, but this side's nice and smooth, and this side's super rough. So on the top side, since it has a nice curve, I'm doing it by hand, and on the bottom side I'm using a block because it's a little easier to do, but literally just sanding it down. Just trying to get all the rough spots out of it initially. Okay. Top surface is done. Now I'm going to start working on these joints and get rid of the uneven layers. The goal here is just to make this smooth. So.
Take it easy, take it slow. We ended up just like before. So take it easy. and you know how to forget all the wrongs and every reason why we've changed. And there's a storm inside my head. It's getting me in trouble, baby, and I can't break.
So again, not a professional sand job, but it'll be good enough just to make it black so it's not gray. I don't want it to be gray in the car, so let's go set up for a quick paint. Okay, in my side yard, probably in the worst conditions ever to paint. I am using just regular Home Depot Rust-Oleum Universal paint. We'll see how it coats. It's a paint and prime, so it's all in one. Any surface, any angle, fast drying, rust preventative. I don't think fiberglass is gonna rust. So let's see how this goes. Again, I am not a professional painter, sander, prepper, or anything. This is just to make this not gray. So let's do this. Shake can vigorously. I'll see how bad I mess this up. Okay, I'm not a professional painter. And on the base pieces, it seems like there's some sort of blobby reaction. But what are you gonna do? I'm not a good painter. I'm just not. That's why I pay people who do this for a profession. But for spray can paint, I have no drips currently, and I don't see a lot of particles for being outside, but I'm sure it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it is a glossy black. Yeah. There you go. I don't think I'm gonna put a clear coat on it because, again, I'm not gonna leave it on the car all that much. I just wanted it black instead of gray. I still have the winglets to paint. I'm gonna do that real quick. I still have to sand them. So we'll go do that quick mode and then wrap this thing up. So I just finished sanding the winglets. I painted them. I only painted one side because I didn't think to get hangers or hang them and be able to paint all angles of them. But I will say I regret painting this at this point. This is now turned into a video of why you should never paint things yourself and hire a professional. Yeah, it's gotten to that level. So, yeah, it's not gray anymore, but it's ghetto painted. And I don't know. I mean, from a distance, it doesn't look terrible. And I'm sorry, it's pretty dark in here, but you know, the shine's inconsistent. It's orange peeled like crazy. I mean, I could go down the path of putting a couple more coats on it and then wet sanding it and then buffing it out and do the whole clear coat thing. But this isn't a final paint job. This is just to make it not gray anymore. So, but I painted it outside so you could see all sorts of beautiful dirt specks and nastiness in it. Yeah, if you guys are gonna paint this ever on your own, do it right. Tent the inside of your garage, you know, with plastic, hang it all up, and you can suck all the particles out of the air by reversing a shop vac and then doing a quick paint job and letting it sit for 48 hours. But even then, it's never going to look as good as a real paint job. Now again, this is getting painted by a real person when they have free time, or when they're, not free time, but when they can fit me in. Not only is this going to get painted, but my hood and my front clip on my bumper are going to get painted. So it's going to be a large project. Now, doing this is actually going to cause a little bit more work for my painter who's ever going to paint it. So it'll probably, I mean, they have to block and sand it and get it straightened out regardless. Not a big deal. I mean, they can block and sand with this paint. This is a paint and primer, so it's not going to be the end of the world, but it is going to be a little bit more work for them. So, oh well, I did it. I did it. Maybe I could just say I did it for you guys to show you what never to do. Now, again, you can make a can spray look better than this. You can do it without getting particles and all that stuff. There's 1.5 million videos online for it. I think I did an okay job sanding it out. I probably should have gotten down to like a 3,000 grit sandpaper, but I went to Home Depot, and Home Depot only had the 2,000, so there's not a ton of scratches and scrapes in it, but there is still some gouges. There still is some areas of the spoiler that need to be filled, you know, block and sanded and filled, and block and sanded again. So again, I'm going to let a professional do it. They actually could see the imperfections a lot better now on black than they could the gray, but again, they're just going to sand the whole thing down anyways and make it look perfect. So that's that. So there you go. Skorpion spoiler, ghetto, Home Depot painted. Please don't do this. Just don't. Go find a painter, hire. It should be anywhere from $400 to $800 to do that. Again, it depends on the painter and how good of quality and how many prep layers they do on it. So there you go. If you guys enjoy this content, likes, comments, shares appreciated. Hit that subscribe button. But until next time, and hopefully when this spoiler gets painted properly, I'll see you guys on the road.